Ladies and gentlemen, join me today as I unbox this package. Let's begin. Pull it out. Wow. See that? Look at that. Okay. Life is what you carry. Okay. What's good, YouTube? My name is Lau. You're now watching Extra Long Shorts. You read the title, you peeped the thumbnail, you already know what we're gonna do. This is gonna be my very first What's in My Bag video. I was able to get my hands on a completely brand new bag, and I just wanted to share this bag with you guys. Just kind of like give you thoughts. And as I unbox the bag itself, show you what I'm going to be personally carrying around in said bag. So with that being said, now for the part that you actually came for. We're gonna take a look at what's inside the bag. Woo! That'll never get old. Well, first observation, you're meted with this amazing deep forest green interior. On the back here, you got Onemo backlight PGYTECH, obviously branding. Starting with the back flap itself, this is where I keep my laptop. This one has this little bungee cord that you can use. It protects your laptop or iPad from potentially falling out when the back of the bag is fully open and pointing downwards, as you can see. So no need to worry about that. For me personally, I keep my 13-inch MacBook Air. So just like most photographers, videographers, I keep this on me so that way I can edit on the go. So I can turn out these videos a little bit faster. It's good to carry this around. First off, what I like about it is that inside the bag itself, it's deep. Not for naught, it is a 22-liter bag. First pocket, we got my DJI Mini 3. Obviously, very light and compact drone, and the controller as well in here, and an extra battery. Obviously, invaluable tool to have around. It allows me to add a little bit more perspective and capture my environment in a totally different way than I could handheld. Also dope for aerial photography, and I've already made my money back on this at least 3 times by now. Very useful. Definitely recommend you getting one yourself. Behind that, this is a double clamp from Neewer. All my cinematographers and filmmakers out there, maybe even the vloggers, know about it. Y'all know that this is an invaluable tool for mounting your camera in the most weirdest, unique positions that you could possibly mount a camera at. Well, I recommend everybody get at least 1 or 2 of these. This one allows me to mount 2 different ones. I can mount my phone and my camera and clamp it to my handlebar on my bike. I can get some really interesting perspectives or, behind the scenes content. Also, GoPro, pretty self-explanatory. Action camera, another way outside of my drone. This is another way to capture unique first-person types of shots. Maybe I'm out and about interacting with public and I want to be able to capture that. Having that on the shoulder strap of my pack or on the top of my hat or over here on top of the camera rig itself. This is also another invaluable tool to have. Further down in this pocket, I have my mini stinger grip from Smallrig. You guys probably see me do a video about this. Instead of mounting it on the top of the camera rig, I put it on the side, so that way when I'm using my Sony ZV-E10, I can continue to get stable shots because I have this mounted on the side. And literally I can turn my current rig from a horizontal shot to a vertical shot in literally seconds by just turning it around and angling the screen a little bit towards me, and I can continue comfortably shooting vertical content. Over here we got the actual side grip itself from Smallrig. This is mounted via NATO rail, as I've shown you in the Sony ZV-E10 in my Smallrig build video. Very grippy, very metal. It's not cheap, not made out of dingy little plastics. It'll work for either left or right hand, so definitely recommend you guys getting a universal hand grip mount because you just never know. Maybe you're holding it with the left, maybe you want to hold it with the right, who knows? You know what I mean? We're fickle beings. Next up, we have my Neewer V-mount battery. This is the 50 watt, so yeah, at any point throughout the day I can deliver 50 watts of power to any of these devices via USB-C, USB Type A, D-tap, or even 8-volt and 12-volt DC output. What I use to power all of the devices on my rigs, and I can power both my field monitor and my camera at the same time, or one of my wireless microphones. And remember, they'll forgive you for poor video, but they will not forgive you for poor audio quality, which is why in here I have the Hollyland Lark Max. Very fantastic system. These days, I would say if you're not using the DJI Mic 2 or Rode Go 2s, and just like how DJI has an amazing ecosystem of, like, you know, camera equipment and gear, Hollyland also does too, man. Shout out to Hollyland. I mean, listen to how this video sounds. You guys tell me what you think about this microphone and how it works. And I like it because I can plug in a wireless microphone, or even use like a boom mic and boom and have the mic pointed down over and whatnot. Or I could just, like, you know, plug it directly to my shirt magnetically. Very useful stuff. Once my MacBook, my iPhone, my iPad, when all that stuff start getting really clouded, or I'm having to use deliverables and I'm trying to organize everything, just having a external lacy drive is very important. To a person like me who's shooting a lot of content with their phone via the Blackmagic app, and they're really capitalizing on that 4K 60 ProRes, like, you need external storage. I have a smaller SSD, but just for the sake of being able to move around files, this is a 6 terabyte version, I believe, 6 or 8 terabytes. Next up, we got lenses. This is my baby right here. This is my Smallrig 24mm t1.2 cinema lens. This is a phenomenal lens. Whatever type of work you're doing or whatever, even if you're just making YouTube videos, I recommend you guys go out and at least try a cinema lens. Things are becoming like so much more affordable, especially having features like anamorphic and autofocus in the cinema lens is becoming more prevalent and being a little bit more affordable, and they're bringing that to the average and the everyday filmmaker or content creator like you and I recommend you go out and you just play around with a cinema lens, just so you can broaden your horizons. You know what I mean? It's all good using zoom lenses. I'm a fan of zoom lenses too, regular. You know, I love my f2.8s, f1.8s. I love them, don't get me wrong, but just the feel of having a zoom lens, it's just like, it's a feel like no other. I also have this 50mm micro lenses, f1.7. I used to use this for all my videos in the past when I started out, which is a bad call because it was a prime lens and it was at 50mm, so that means I'm stuck at 50mm, and I was filming in a small space, so that wasn't really a good idea. But I mainly use this for like portrait photography and just photography in general these days, you know what I mean? Still try to capitalize, very inexpensive lens to add to your arsenal. Check it out. Next up, we have my Viltrox DC550 film monitor. Now, this is a very important piece of gear that I use. Obviously, I use it to monitor my video as I'm recording, make sure I'm in frame and focus. Everything that it needs to be in frame is in frame, and allows me to properly adjust while I'm recording, or just give me a better idea. You get it, right? Like, check out this pop-up sunroof. Watch this. Easy. Again, watch me break it down. Boom. And put it in the bag. And it's done. I'm coming from using the Portkeys 5 field monitor, right? So clearly a whole lot of upgrades prevalent throughout the DC550. Really, this is the base model. You have the Lite, the base, and then the Pro. You can power this by Canon LF batteries that it comes with, or you can power it via 12-volt DC input. And third, you can use the 5-volt USB Type C. I'm pretty sure you probably, seeing a bunch of grifters out there telling you should get it and whatnot because they got a brand deal. But I'm telling you, as someone who's had their hands on this for over 3.5 months, this is a must-have, especially for beginners. Not only is it touchscreen, but you can use the clickable dial. You can and you can use that dial, because sometimes having touchscreen obviously is convenient, but sometimes you would just want to be able to feel yourself navigate and scrolling through the menu. I can't tell you why. It's just a level of intuitiveness and being able to like feel like you're really exploring your device and understanding your settings and making those fine-tuned little adjustments. That's only a feeling that I can get by using the scroll wheel. And the built-in fans in here is a plus. Again, coming from the Portkeys 5.2 or whatever, it did not have built-in fans. And what I noticed, if that thing would get super toasty, especially when I had it plugged in to an outlet for extended periods of times, that screen would start to get very toasty. Not once have I ever felt this thing get above certain temperatures, and that's due because of the fans in the back. The fans in the back allow me to film all day with confidence. Last but certainly not least, we have the camera itself. My main camera is the Sony ZV-E10, right? This is my baby. I've literally cultivated this from the tiny little nothing that it was, and I've been able to build it out and modify it and turn it into the amazing little mini cine rig that is today. And honestly, people tell me that I was crazy when I keep telling them that I sold my Sony A7 Mark II in order to get this camera. They looked at me like, really? ZV-E10? That's a vlogger or beginner's camera. And honestly, I'm a videographer first. Between my iPad, my MacBook, and the Sony A7 Mark II, I felt like I was stuck in 2018. All under $620. On here is a Tamron 70 to 28 millimeter lens. For those of you who are confused what this little oval thing on here is, this is the step-up ring that is used to attach to the matte box that I showed you guys earlier. So when I'm not when I don't have it attached to the matte box, it's just attached to the lens. And I have two PVND filters, both on the Tamron lens as well as my Sirui lens. And for the mica lens, I just have a regular magnetic VND filter, nothing crazy for the mica. My little mini baby, absolutely love it. Very straightforward Sony ZV-E10, and this is a foldable V-mount base plate from Neewer. It allows me to connect my V-mount battery to my camera without having all these crazy rods and floor and base mounts and all that. It's a very simple yet effective way to connect your V-mount battery to your camera. Check it out. How easy and quick that is. Oh, hold on, one more thing. Now I got a handle on here, right? NATO rail monitor adapter. Very easy to assemble kit. I'm ready to go. I can start shooting my content, doing what I need to do, and that's what I like about this rig. Everything is just so easy, compact, and it comes together, and I can easily break it down, put it back in the bag, and be on my way. And it's just something about this rig literally embodies the whole idea of small but mighty. Anywhere between $1,200 to $1,500, you can get everything you see here. I forgot a very, very, very dope feature about this bag that no other camera bag that I own had this feature. And the boys over at PGYTECH, they were in a lab, they were cooking, you understand me? They were cooking, they were really doing their thing when they made this bag right here. It's literally genius. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Come a little closer. Can you see it? Right here, this little magical pocket right here. Battery indicator system. Upon first speculation, I thought, I don't see no LEDs on this pocket or any sort of like USB-C, USB-A like type plugins or nothing like that. Is this like some sort of like feed through charger system or something like that? It's exactly what it says it is. It's a battery indicator system. Check it out. If I were to unzip this pocket like so, what do you think you'd find? Batteries? Perhaps. I thought this was just like a regular pocket. And on the other side, when you unzip it, mind you, the camera's sitting in this little tub right here. You can open it from the side, reach in, grab your camera, pull it out, start shooting, whatever, right? But that's what it is on the outside. It's a two-purpose thing. This thing works. This is a two-way secret little system here, right? On the outside, you literally just unzip it and you have access to the inside of the bag, grab what you need. The camera sitting right here, you grab your camera from this little side pouch. Meanwhile, on the inside, if you open it up, you're greeted with these little dials here. And what are these? Battery indicators. Let's say for those of us who are drone pilots, right? Or you have extra camera batteries with you that you bought, right? You use your drone, you flew it, instead of just throwing it back in the bag, whatever, you know, and forgetting about it and just slotting a brand new one in there. Well, basically what you would do is get your green indicator, slide it over so to show that it's dead, and put it in here, and then zip it up and you're good to go. This is ingenious for those of us who are out there like carrying multiple batteries. That's such an ingenious way to keep track of which ones are dead, which ones are live, instead of just throwing them and getting them mixed up in your bag with the rest of your stuff. And again, it doesn't have to be just drone batteries you use. You can use your camera batteries, or even if you have AA batteries or whatever, if you're still using those for any of your camera equipment, you can use that, and I'm good to go and to be able to still pull it out, grab my camera like so, even with the battery being in there as mentioned. It's pretty hot if I do say so myself. Sorry guys, it's about that time at the end of the video where I pretty much give my final thoughts. And what I have to say is that number one, I love this bag. This is the camera bag to have, especially if you're starting to get a little bit more up there. You're starting to procure a lot more camera gear. Maybe you got 2 cameras instead of 1, a drone, maybe you got a slider and you use jibs and things like that, and you carry those things around. You can rearrange these cubes to kind of like conform to just about any kind of setup that pretty much fits your everyday needs. Me personally, I give this bag a 10 out of 10. Also something to think about too, if you look around for a 22-liter camera bag, you're normally looking to spend roughly around $200 to $230. You can get this bag right now on sale for $156. And again, it all depends on your needs and what the situation calls for. So please make a really wise decision, because this is your camera bag after all, you know what I mean? You either buy it right the first time or you'll buy it twice. As always, my name is Lau. This has been an extra long short, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember people, just do it. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.